Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Kill Team Battle Report. I'm Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Casa de Neil, where I'm about to fight a 125-point Kill Team arena battle between my Adeptus Mechanicus and Neil's Blood Angels. So the story that we've got going on here is that the Blood Angels were sent in to go investigate some reports that the Mechanicus were doing some research on some verboten tech in this region. So they sent in a stealthy strike squad to go find out this information. When they arrived, they found out that this entire facility was actually being used for it. And they knew that they had to take control of it in order to point out what was going on here. And the Adeptus Mechanicus obviously was not too happy with their plan to do so. So that's the story that we've got going on here. We are going to be playing a game, the mission for Kill Team Arena called Hold the Terminals. Essentially, there are 4 terminals. This corridor here, this corridor here, this corridor here, and this corridor here. And at the end of the battle round, if you have more wounds characteristics, or more models with the wounds, you have to have models with wounds characters. Whoever has more wounds, total wounds, inside of those, wholly within those corridors, at the end of the battle round, controls that. If you control one of the terminals, then you of the corridors, you score 1 point. If you have at least one, and if you control more than your opponent, you score 3 points instead. So you can score 1 or 3 points per turn for that. We also have 3 secondary objectives that were chosen and hidden from our opponents until we start scoring them. So you can score a maximum of 9 points for the primary and a maximum of 3 points for each of the secondaries in this game, in this mission. So that is the story. That is the mission. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the 2 kill teams that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Ad Mech, my kill team will consist of, from left to right here, we have my leader, who is a Skitarii Ranger Alpha. We have my combat specialist, who is an infiltrator Princeps. We have my sniper specialist with a plasma culliver. We have my scout specialist with an arc rifle. We have a specialist retainer, who is UR025. We then have a rust stalker, and we have 3 Skitarii Rangers. And for the Blood Angels, his kill team will consist of, from left to right here, an infiltrator sergeant, who is the leader. We then have an eliminator, who is the sniper specialist. We then have a comm specialist, who is an infiltrator. We have an infiltrator demolitions expert, and then we have 3 more infiltrators. So going over now, deployment for the Ad Mech. I've got my ranger over here, along with my rust stalker. I've got my leader back over here, along with UR025 and my scout specialist with the arc rifle. We then have another ranger back over here. We've got a sniper specialist with the plasma caliber over here, combat specialist, infiltrator Princeps, and we also have another ranger on this side. That's deployment for the Ad Mech. Going over deployment for the Blood Angels, a bunch of infiltrators, which allows them to deploy anywhere outside of 9 inches of your opponent's deployment zone. So everyone's kind of deploying along here except for the leader back over here, and the which one is that one? That's the demolitions expert back over there. So we have an infiltrator here. We've got the eliminator here, sniper specialist. We've got the comm specialist over here, and then we have 2 more infiltrators on this side. So that is going to be the deployment. We will now roll off to see who has initiative going into turn 1. Rolled a 10. My opponent rolled a 9. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Ad Mech here on turn 1. Movement phase for the Ad Mech here on turn 1. This guy stood still back over here. My leader opened up the door here to allow these guys to advance up into the corridor up there. These guys moved up over here next to the door but did not open it. And these 3 guys moved up over here. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. For the Ad Mech, we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Blood Angels. Movement phase for the Blood Angels here on turn 1. His leader and his demolitions expert stayed over there, readying themselves. They're probably not going to see anything, but they're just readying themselves. Sniper readied himself to get some shots off. Comm specialist readied himself over here. These 2 guys moved down over from there, not advancing, just moving into the zone there, so that we have 4 wounds characteristics worth of bodies inside there. And over here, this guy moved it down over here. You can't open the door because there was a guy on the other side there. So when you move, you have to be to open the door when there's another body over there. You have to either have started. You have to have started your movement phase right there. So because he moved down, he can't open the door there. He could have opened it if I wasn't there, but because I'm there, he can't. So that's where he is. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase.
A good one and a bad one.
Now my guy over here is going to start us off because he's ready, shooting into his dude bro up there. I'm going to get 2 shots with my galvanic rifle because he's in rapid fire range, but he is obscured, so it's going to be hitting on 4s. That's still going to be 2 hits. Strength 4, looking for 4s to wound. Getting 1 wound, AP 0, so he's got a 3-up save. Good. All right, so now his sniper is going to start his shooting off here. He's going to use the hyperfrag rounds to fire into my combat specialist over here. He's going to use, so it's heavy D3 shots. Going to have 2 shots here. These are going to be hitting on 3s because it's +1 for the combat specialist, -1 because of being obscured. That's going to be 2 hits, strength 5, so 3s to wound. That's going to be 2 wounds, AP nothing. So we're looking for 2 4-up saves. Making 1, failing 1. 1 second. Yep, I'm just going to take it so he's down to 1 wound. All right, so now my sniper specialist here is going to fire into his guy over here. He's going to supercharge, so it's going to have 2 shots here with the plasma caliber, assault 2, hitting on 4s because he is obscured over there. Rerolling 1s because of being the sniper specialist. Ugh, no hits. All right, I'm going to spend a CP to reroll the other shot into a hit with that fill face, strength 8, wounding on a 2. That is a wound, AP -3, so he has a 6-up save. No, does not. That is going to be 2 damage, which takes him down to 0. Oh, 1 second. My opponent's actually going to spend a CP to reroll that. Nope, does not make the save. So does take him down to 0, 2 damage, so 2 roll dice on the injury roll. Oh, he's taking a flesh wound. All right, so now this guy over here is going to fire into my combat specialist, into my princeps over there. So he's got the marksman carbine there. It's going to be 2 shots. He's obscured there, so he's going to be hitting on 4s. Getting 1 hit, strength 4, so looking for not a 1. And now this infiltrator is going to fire into my scout specialist. He is going to have 2 shots hitting on 4s because he's obscured. Getting 1 hit. 6 is an auto wound. So I do have to make my save here. All right, so I'm going to have a 4-up save. There we go. He's good. Woo!
Good to hold.
And now the other guy is going to shoot into him here, hitting on 3s because he's not obscured over there. No, no hits.
Says no.
All right, so that's the end of turn 1 here. At the end of the turn, my opponent controls 2 of the terminal corridors. I control 1. This one is contested between us. I then have, I did score a point for Scout the Field because I have it within 1, 2, and 3 table edges. Give me 1 point for that. And we both score 1 point for the mission-specific secondary, which is vent reactors. At the end of the battle round, score 1 victory point if there are any specialists from your kill team other than shaken models wholly within any terminal corridor you control. So we both have within there. So he's got those guys and I got these guys. So that is going to be it for the that's going to be it for the turn here. So now we will roll to see who has initiative going into turn 2. My opponent rolled a 5, I rolled an 11, so we'll come back to you after the Mechanicus movement here on turn 2. All right, I'll get to you the rest of the movement in a second, but we do want to do this on camera. So my heavy specialist here is going to try to open this door. Because he started the round here, and we both started the round here, he can try to deny it. He has to roll a 5+ to deny it. No, on a 1, that door is open. All right, movement phase for the Ad Mech here on turn 2. My guy back here stood still. My leader closed the door there, not liking what he was seeing down the corridor. Over here, my ranger opened the door, and now my ruststalker will be charging into the one guy over here. My scout readied himself. He had already opened the door as you saw. And then over here, these 2 guys moved up here to get line of sight down this corridor. And my combat specialist is going to charge into his sniper. So let's do that one first. So he can see him because he already shot at him last round. So you can fire Overwatch here. What are you going to do? The hyperfrag?
Yeah.
All right, so it's going to be heavy D3 shots. Getting 2 shots, hitting on 6s because of Overwatch. Bam. Oh, getting that 1 shot. Strength 5, so looking for a 3 to wound.
Bam.
That is a wound. AP minus nothing, so looking for a 4-up save. With the 5, he's good. All right, so he needs a 6-inch charge to get in. That will not get him in. I will spend a CP to reroll that. That will get him in. And now my Ruststalker over here is going to charge into his Infiltrator over here. My opponent did spend 1 CP for point blank Overwatch, so if I ever show my face, he will get to shoot at me there. So looking for a 5-inch charge. He will be in. So when I come around the corner there, 2 shots, 6s? No hits. Moving phase for the Blood Angels. His leader and demolitions expert are staying still back there, holding those doors, holding that section there. Apparently very vital information is being gathered over there in those terminals. Over here, his sniper is stuck in combat, as is this guy, but now he's also going to ready himself back over there. And now, over here, this guy and this guy are going to charge. So who do you want to start with first? Okay, so over here is going to charge into my guy over here. I will fire Overwatch. 1 second. All right, so he's got the arc rifle. He's within double tap range there, so it's going to be 2 shots hitting on 6s. Getting 1 hit, strength 6, so looking for a 3 to wound. That is a wound, AP -1, so a 4-up save. He makes it, and now your charge distance, sir, is way in. And now this guy's going to charge into UR025, so I'm going to fire Overwatch with his gun here. It's heavy 4, so hitting it on 6s. Getting 1 hit. He's going to be wounding on a 3. Nope, not going to wound there. So his charge distance, oh, it's in. So into the shooting phase, his comm specialist is ready, so he will fire first into my sniper specialist. So he's in double tap range, but he is obscured, so hitting on 4s, because he can't give himself the +1 as a comm specialist. That's still going to be 2 hits. One of them's automatic wound, was at 6, so it's an automatic wound. And then we've got 1 that's going to be wounding on a 3. That's going to be 2 wounds. 2, AP 0, so looking for 4-up saves. Oh, I'm going to fail both of them, so I can't reroll anything to save him there. So an injury roll, sir. Just 1, because it was just the 1 damage weapon. No, that's going to be a flesh wound. Oh, my opponent's going to spend a CP to reroll it.
I will. Go away.
On a 5, he's out. And then my guy over here is going to fire into him. So it's going to be 2 shots with the galvanic rifle there, hitting on 4s because he is obscured. Getting 1 hit. 4s to wound. That's a wound with a 6, which is a fill phase, so that's going to be an AP -1. Ouch. So 4-up save. No, he takes a wound. No. All right, so maybe I'll do it from now on, but I did my canicles at the beginning of the turn. I am Mars, so I get 2 canicles. I actually rolled, was it a 2 and a 2 and a 5, I believe it is? Basically, yes, so Litany of the Electromancer, and I also got Invocation of the Machine Might. So I'm going to get +1 strength in the fight phase, and at the beginning of the fight phase, Electromancer, I get to roll a d6 for each enemy model that is within an inch of my guys. On a 6, it does a mortal wound. So my Ruststalker over here will not do a mortal wound. My Scout over here will not do a mortal wound, and then my Combat Specialist over there will not do a mortal wound. Okay. All right, so then at the beginning, I'm going to spend 2 CP on Decisive Strike to allow UR025 to hit first into his guy over here. So I'm going to have 2 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 4s with his Power Claw. Getting 1 hit. Strength 10, so it's going to be because strength times 2. Wounding on a 2. That's a wound with a fill face. So it's going to be AP -3, so it's a 6-up save. Oof. No, do you want to spend a CP to try to get it on a 6? 1 second. No, he's just going to let it go, so it's D3 damage. It's going to be 2 damage, so he's already down to 1 because he's at a flesh wound there. So these are going to be +1. And with that 6, he's out. All right, so then into the charge phase of the fight phase, my Combat Specialist is going to go first since I have initiative. Into his Sniper Specialist, I am going to have 3 base attacks, +1 because of being a Combat Specialist. He has a Taser Goad there, so he's going to have 4 attacks that are going to be coming in, hitting on 3s. Okay, that's going to be 2 hits. These are going to be, that 6 counts as 3 hits instead of just 1 because of being a Taser Goad, so that's going to be 4 hits. These are going to be strength 7 because it's +1 because of the might of the machine, and then +2 because of Taser Goad. So strength 7 looking for 3s to wound. Okay, that's going to be 3 wounds, AP 0. So he's going to have 3 3-up saves. failing one of them. So he will take a wound. All right, so then his infiltrator here is going to attack into my scout. 2 attacks hitting on 3s. It's going to be 2 hits. Strength 4, looking for 3s to wound.
And the +1 wound thingy?
Yes, 2s to wound because of being Blood Angel since he charged. That's going to be 2 wounds. 2. 4 up saves. No, I fail him. So here we go. 1 damage. And a 4, he is out.
Yes, I'm lucky.
And now, my Ruststalker Princeps over here is going to attack into his dude bro. I think I may have said Ruststalker, regular Ruststalker. He's the Ruststalker Princeps over here. So he's going to attack into him over there. He's going to have 1 attack with his Cord Claw, which you can only do 1 attack per round with his Cord Claw. This is going to be hitting on a 3. That's going to be a hit. Strength 5 because of it being, because of my mechanicals. So it's going to be wounding on a 3. 6s, though, do D3 mortal wounds instead of just the damage. So looking for a 3. That's a 3. That's a wound, regular wound, AP 0. So 3 up armor save. He's good. And here come the Transuranic Razor attacks here, hitting on 3s. That's going to be 2 hits. Wounding on 3s is a strength user, but again, a wound of a 6 does a mortal wound instead of damage. So looking for 3s and 6s. Just 2 3 wounds. AP, 1 second. AP 0, so looking for 3 up saves. Failed 1 of them. You gonna spend a CP or no? You're gonna leave it?
Yeah, I'll take the 1.
All right, it's just gonna take 1 wound. All right, so now this guy's gonna attack back into my Ruststalker over here, hitting on 3s. That's gonna be 1 hit. Wounding on a roll it. See, I think he might be T4. 1 will definitely do it. Opponent's gonna spend a CP to reroll that. Looking for a 3 to wound because it's tough 3. That does wound. Yep. 4 up save. No, fails it. Takes a wound. And now the sniper is going to attack over here. 2 attacks.
Buster up to the face.
Hitting on not to use. Okay, so that's going to be the end of the turn here. We don't have to take any morale tests here. No one can break, and no one has any flesh wounds. At the end of the turn, I do control 1 corridor to get me 1 point. My opponent controls 1, 2, 3 corridors to give him 3 points because he controls more than me. I also scored another Scout the Field, getting me points for that. And me and my opponent both scored another one for the vent reactor for the mission-specific secondary that's going on there. And my opponent also scored 2 points for high-profile targets, which is score a point each time you take out an enemy specialist. So that is going to be it for turn 2. We will now roll off to see who has initiative going into turn 3. My opponent rolled a 5. I rolled an 8. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Skitarii here on the Ad Mech here on turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Ad Mech. My guy over here readied himself. My leader opened the door over here. My heavy specialist readied himself. He stayed in combat, he stayed in combat, he readied himself, and then my other ranger over here readied himself. And that's going to be it for the movement phase for the Ad Mech. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Blood Angels here on turn 3. All right, so movement phase for the Blood Angels. These guys are readying themselves. Comm Specialist readied himself. He stayed in combat over here, as did the sniper. And now this other infiltrator here is going to charge into UR025. So I am going to fire Overwatch here. 4 shots with his Mark 1 assault cannon, heavy 4, hitting on 6s, getting 2 hits, strength 5, AP -1, 1 damage. So strength 5, looking for 3s to wound. That's gonna be no wounds. Ugh. No, I'm gonna leave that. So now his charge distance.
I can't.
Yeah, and he's in. Poof. All right, so starting at the shooting phase, my ready guy over here is gonna fire into his comm specialist, hitting on 4s because of him being obscured. That's going to be 1 hit. Strength 4, so looking for a 4 to wound. Not going to wound there. And now his comm specialist is going to fire into my guy over here. So he's going to have 2 shots hitting on 4s because of obscurement. Getting 1 hit, and the 6 is a wound, so let's go straight through there. 4 up, armor save. No, I'm gonna re-roll that into a fill face. He's good. Woo! All right, so now my combat specialist is gonna fire his flechette blaster, hitting on 3s. That is going to be 3 hits. Strength 3, looking for 5s to wound. That is no wounds. So now his sniper specialist is going to fire into me over here. So he's going to fire, hitting on a 3.
Bang.
That is a hit. Wounding on a, that is a wound. 4 up armor save. He's good with a filled face. And now over here, into my Ruststalker, that's a hit.
Bang.
That is a wound. That is not a save. So that is going to take him down. Injury roll. On a 4, he's out. All right, so now this guy over here is going to start us off with a 5 vacancy charge. 2 attacks hitting on 3s. That's going to be 1 hit. 1 second. Opponent's going to spend CP to reroll that. That's going to be 2 hits. These are going to be strength 4, toughness 5. So it would be 5s to wound, but because he has Blood Angels and charge, it is going to be 4s to wound. No wounds. And now my combat specialist is going to attack into his sniper over there. 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. Okay, that is going to be 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. Oh no, wounding on a 3 because he is strength +2 at the taser goad. No wound. And now the sniper is going to attack back at me. 2 attacks, hitting on 3s. That's going to be 1 hit. Wounding on a 3 because he did not charge. That is a wound. 4 up. He's good. I forgot with mechanicals, again, I forgot to show him on camera, but I talked to him with my opponent. He actually gets to reroll his 1s to hit in the fight phase with his canonical there. So there were 2 1s in his. The beauty of recording is that you get to see on instant replay. So that's going to be 2 rerolls on his hits there. So that's still going to be 1 more hit there. And see, that's the dice's way of saying it doesn't make a difference. And now my UR025 is going to attack into him over here. 2 attacks hitting on 4s. Does not hit either. Okay, that's the end of turn 3. No morale tests need to be taken. My opponent scores another 3 points for primary for controlling another 3 of them to my 1. I score 1 point for holding that 1. Bringing the primary to 9-3 at this point. Secondaries, I maxed out Scout the Field, and I maxed out Vent Reactors. My opponent also maxed out Vent Reactors as well. So that's it. So now we will roll to see who will have initiative going into the final turn here, turn 4. Because there is no extra returns. Okay, re-rolling those. 6 to your 8. So it will be Blood Angel's turn here. Starting us off here with the movement phase. Movement phase for the Blood Angels. These guys are staying back over there because they can. He's staying in combat. He's readying himself. He's staying in combat. And he is now going to charge into my leader over here. So I'm going to spend 1 CP for point blank Overwatch. So let's see your charge here, sir.
I need a 6.
Need a 6 to get in.
Done.
Does with that. So when he comes around the corner there, I will fire my Phosphor Blast Pistol. Does not hit him. So he will be in. All right, movement phase for the Ad Mech here. He advanced up into the corridor here. He stayed in combat. He stayed in combat. He readied himself. And now this guy, this ranger back here, is going to charge into his Blood Angel there. He will be in. Into the shooting phase. His combat specialist is going to start us off here, shooting into my guy over here. 2 shots, hitting on 4s because he's obscured. Getting 1 6 and a 4, so that 6 is an auto wound, and then the 4 doesn't wound on a 1, but he is going to spend a CP to re-roll it. Still, yes, into a wound. Not +1, but he just has. But it's still a wound because he's only tough 3. So that's 2 wounds. That's right. All right, so that's 2 wounds there. 2 4-up armor saves, and I make them both. Woo! And then he's going to fire right back at him with his ready there. 2 shots hitting on 4s because of obscurement. That is going to be 1 hit. Strength 4, toughness 4, looking for a 4 to wound. That's not a wound. Now his sniper is going to shoot me with his bolt pistol. That is a hit. That is not a wound. And now he is going to shoot him with his flechette pistols. Flechette blaster. So that's going to be 3 hits, wounding on to 5s. That is going to be 1 wound. AP nothing, so he's got a 3-up save. He makes it. And then he can shoot into UR025. No. That's not a hit. All right, into the fight phase now. We both spent 2 CP for Decisive Strike. We'll roll up to see who gets it. I will start us off here. So at the beginning of the fight phase as well, I do have Electromancer. I kept forgetting to show him, and I don't know why. But I've got the Electromancer again, and I've got Remorseless Fist. So rerolling ones in combat, and also getting to do mortal wounds possibly. So I've got 2 guys down here that can do mortal wounds to him. Nope, no mortal wounds there. And then my combat specialist does not either. He doesn't get to do it because he doesn't count for it for Canicles. The special rule is called ... something isn't quite right ... which I think is pretty funny because remember, he's a man of iron but pretending to be a servitor. So my leader over here is going to try to get his guy hitting on 4s. That 6 counts as 3 hits because he's got a taser goad there. These are going to be strength +2, so it's going to be strength 5, so looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds. AP nothing, so he's just going to be 3 up saves. Ooh, oh, he fails it, which will take him down to 0. No, let's see if he is out. With the fill face, he is. And now with his decisive strike choosing, he's going to choose his sniper over here. 2 attacks, hitting on 3s, getting 1 hit, wounding on a 3. No wound. And because now we go into the regular fight phase and my opponent had initiative, he'll get to attack into UR025 first. That's going to be 2 hits. Wounding on 5s. We're getting 1 wound. He has a 3-up save. He's good. So now UR025 is going to punch him in the face. Does get a hit. Wounding on a 2. That is a wound. AP -3. AP -3, so 6-up save. No. D3 damage. 2 damage, which will take him down to 0. Injury rolls. And on that 6, he's out. And now my combat specialist into his sniper over here. That's going to be, with the taser goad, so that 6 counts as 3 hits. So it's going to be 5 hits. Wounding on strength +2 is going to be looking for 3s to wound. That was a 3 over here, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 at AP 0. So 4 3-up saves. No, he will fail that 1. Let's see if he is out of action. And the 3 will be a flesh wound, and I cannot reroll it because I am out of CP. All right, so that's it for turn 4 here. We have no morale test to take. At the end of the turn, I control 1 sector, 1 corridor, 2 corridors. My opponent controls 1 and 2. So that is going to be, I guess, wait a minute. I guess we do have, because he has a flesh wound, he could fail it. So roll a d6 because there's 3 guys out here. So 3 plus... 6, he is gonna, but he can re-roll it because he's got, and they shall know no fear. Oh no, so he is shaken. So actually I score an additional 2 points there, getting me to 6. Which means I still lose. So, I scored 6 points on the primary total because I got the 3 on the last turn. I got 1 for each of the other turns. My opponent got 9 total for primary. I got 3 points for Scout the Field and 3 points for Vent Reactor. My opponent got 3 points for Vent Reactor, and he got 2 points for high profile targets there. So bringing me to a total of 12 points and my opponent to a total of 14 points. So a victory for the Blood Angels here. They knew all the important information was back over there and they just had to hold the line over here. So a good game had by all, but yeah, a close one and a ton of fun. Oh man, there were so many times when I was just like, just die! I think he was thinking the same thing because he was really trying to get out my last high profile target. But the fact was, I had high profile targets too, so I was just trying to kill any of his specialists, and he's like, 2 of them were hidden back over there, so I was like, oh, whatever. But a ton of fun. So, I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always. My opponent's been Neil, and until next time, stay safe and have fun.